So still downstairs doing the videos. I've done one so far and I'm going to do another one here, and it is Sonic Mega Collection Plus. Now this is more of a game that I'm just going to kind of quickly blast through because it's obviously a collection of Sega Mega Drive and Game Gear games. So really we're looking at the emulation and presentation, all that sort of gubbins. For some reason the picture isn't centered on the TV, but I don't know. I seem to have problems with the bloody PS2. So press start button, nice little and it keeps asking me all the bloody time about the fucking memory card. Right, so you might as well look at the extras first, really. So you got comics. Quick look here. Sonic the Hedgehog. So that's just a comic called Sonic the Hedgehog. I used to buy something called a comic called Sonic the Comic, and looking at this looks like a completely different thing. Probably a it looks like a Japanese release there. Some illustrations, just pictures. Movies from Sonic Heroes. I've done a gameplay on Sonic Heroes, so I won't look at the videos. So not many extras in there, to be honest. You've got the game manuals, options, hints, controller credits. Not really much needs to do in there. You might want to swap around the Game Gear controls because they're a bit bent in this. It uses like X and circle, whereas I think it should use like X and square. So let's go through this here. We'll start at the beginning. And we've got Sonic the Hedgehog, Sonic the Hedgehog 2, Sonic 3, Sonic and Knuckles. These are, I assume, the unlockable games. You've got like Comic Zone, I know's one, and some other non-Sonic games that you can unlock. Sonic 3D, Sonic Spinball, Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine. I'm guessing these will be unlockable Game Gear games just because of where they're placed in the menu away from the other unlockables. Then we've got Sonic the Hedgehog for the Game Gear, Sonic Labyrinth again for the Game Gear. These are all Game Gear now. Sonic Drift, Sonic Chaos, Sonic Blast, Dr. Robotnik's Beam Machine, and that rounds it up. So one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start playing the first Sonic game. As you see there, it comes up with the controls, but you know, pretty straightforward. These are all emulated Mega Drive games, and I was kind of hoping with the first Sonic game, well, probably say the first three. Kind of hoping that there'd be the versions of Sonic Jam, you know, the versions that were rewritten for the Saturn with new graphics, and the first Sonic game had the Spin Dash coded into it, which obviously the original Sonic didn't come with. And one thing I'm kind of disappointed with, I don't know whether you can hear, but this, well, you can see by how slow the game's going as well. It's emulation of the PAL version of Sonic, and if you've played the PAL version and then played the NTSC version of Sonic, you'll know that, you know, it's just the PAL version's not terrible, but it's just a lot slower. You know, you're talking, you know, what, 17 to 20% slower or something like that. Picking figures out of my head. and it really affects the music. And like you see there's a huge delay between bouncing from one TV set to the other. Kind of just sound, the sounds just kind of sounds a bit distorted. So yeah, I'm disappointed with that on this first Sonic game. But yeah, the reason why it's disappointing for me was that the Sonic's Ultimate Collection, or whatever it's called, for the Xbox 360 and PS3, that has got the NTSC version of the first Sonic game. So I was kind of expecting this to as well. I think Sonic 2, I think Sonic 1 was the only game that literally runs slower in PAL. I believe that Sega kind of patched it for the remainders of the Sonic games. This game is a lot faster, a lot more fluid. Fluider, is that a word? Runs a lot more fluidly. So yeah, that's cool. And obviously this is, I think it's the most popular Mega Drive game. I mean, everybody's got like 1 million copies of this who collects Mega Drive games. You can't even give this game away. It's just kind of good because it's one of the best games on the system. I mean, all of the Sonic games are, apart from 3D Flippers Island. But yeah, it is a very common game. And Sonic 3, we'll just have a little taster of them all. Well, hopefully, or I'll probably just get bored and stop recording. Another thing that's worth noting is that you can actually, I'm not sure what I did there wrong, you can actually save your game on the games that didn't have a save feature to begin with. So you press start and press start again, that was where I was going wrong. Yeah, I've not got my Mega Drive hooked up to make like a direct comparison, audio and everything. It's certainly playable with no glaring problems. Everything kind of sounds like it should. Everything moves well. One thing I didn't really take the time to notice was whether or not you still get the slowdown when you lose your rings. So yeah, probably if you're not among the more eagle-eyed people, then could rewind the video and see if I lost any rings in the first Sonic game. We'll try and lose some rings now and see what happens. After Dr. Robotnik's done his shit. So no real slowdown there. So yeah, we'll exit that now. Seen enough of that. Loading. Good thing that the loading times aren't that bad. Be interesting to see if this gives us options of the card combinations. Doesn't currently look like it's going to. So that's a shame. I'm pretty sure that there is a compilation out there. I can't remember whether this was on Sonic's Ultimate Collection, and it's got the option to pick different kind of card combinations, you know, because it was a lock-on card to begin with. Initially, first thing I noticed in this game is it's a lot faster than the other two. I actually don't remember it being this much faster on the actual Mega Drive, so maybe this is kind of an NTSC emulation. So we'll exit that, and then we should be on to 3D.